just last week, I was speaking to Carla, who came when I first started teaching in another studio, and then found out I was teaching again here and came directly for the Yoga Nidra. And it was so cool because she was actually relating it to her experience as a mother and having a younger daughter and dealing with all the teenager stuff that comes up and understanding how much presence and importance as a parent you have, not just for yourself but for your children, because you're raising them in a crazy ass world. So she was sharing her perspective of how much it benefits her to come to the classes and how she can feel the difference when, she doesn't come regularly, and she can start to see the patterns of like how it benefits just calming her own mind, having a regular, and it was so interesting because she kept saying a regular practice was really where she started to see, and I was like, that is so true, because when you kind of just show up one time, it's like having a shower one time, and then like 6 months later, you're like, maybe I'll go have another one. Right? Like 100%. Another student actually said that. I was like, it was the first time he had tried a class, and he was like, it was like having a shower on the inside. I was like, 100%. You get it? I get it. And we could relate to that because we had both had our own completely different yoga experiences, but we kind of arrived at a very similar space. We're like, oh yeah, it does something on the inside. And I feel that is kind of what a lot of students kind of like echo to a certain point. It's like, I'm so glad I made it. Why am I not making this more of a priority? Because yeah, the benefit back is like, not only does it calm me down and make me, in yoga we call it the sattva state, so you're calm yet clear of mind, and you're able to then respond to the world in a very different way. And that, I think, is the essence of what keeps bringing me back, and a lot of my students back, is like, I'm different when I leave. I'm more centered, I'm more calm. I maybe am a little more compassionate with myself. Maybe I'm a little bit less judgmental with myself. And those things only happen inside you when you give yourself the time and space to really sit with yourself. And so that's why I love this space, because that's literally what we're offering people, is this beautiful space with people with high integrity who value having, stillness and the incredible, and it's so nuanced, but the incredible calmness it does give, but it does take time in the beginning. I did not arrive here overnight. I was like, what is going on a lot of times? But I'm 100% sold on it now. Like, it's just, there's so many techniques of yoga, whatever you need, whether it's somatic movement, maybe going straight into stillness is really hard in the beginning. Try doing, classes first to take you into that. Try whatever you need to, because there's not like one path for everyone. It's really whatever helps you to get where you need to go in that. Because it can be a bit daunting, like, what am I doing? I'm just sitting there, just lying down, but there's a lot going on, and just having a space that understands that. And also I love is like, everyone here is like, they're happy to chat. The other teachers, there is a community vibe and a community feel. So after class, if you want to have a chat with me or another teacher, like, don't worry about it. Like, that's awesome. And I love that feeling, that even when I go to other teachers, like, I feel that they're happy to talk to students. I very much like to just, as best as I can, as authentically as I can, live the principles of yoga in my everyday life. Because I feel like if you're not bringing it off the mat and into your life, then we lose the value and the capacity of how much it can benefit. So making that connection of like, how do we move what we're doing in here out into the world? So that's where the philosophy, the yamas and the niyamas, and understanding the basis of the tenets of yoga really do add a lot more into the experience. So I love philosophy. I love, and I would say my main thing I want people to know is, yes, yoga is a practice for life. So any way that I can directly experience that and share that with other people who want to use yoga in their everyday lives, like intangible, real life ways, not like up in the air, but grounding and embodying yoga into reality is kind of where I love and sit and live in. And as a teacher, I really do love more than anything is to give educational yoga. So you don't have to go and become a yoga teacher, and you don't have to do like $3,000 of 200 hours to learn the basis of yoga. Like, if you want to do that, all power to you. Like, go for it. It's only going to benefit you. But if you're just interested and you're curious to learn about the basis of yoga and how it can help your life, like nervous system regulation, like I'm obsessed. Because the last 2 years of my life, I was like, how did I not connect these dots? How have I been living in chronic stress? So yeah, it really, really informed my practice. And now how I teach students is I'm constantly looking at their nervous systems and addressing that and helping people understand that. And then using pranayama, breath work, somatic movement, and Yoga Nidra to come back into a regulated nervous system. So doing courses and workshops on Yoga Nidra is where I'm sitting at the moment. I love it. Anyone who's kind of likes to nerd out a little bit is kind of like, that's where I'm at. I love that. So getting people together and talking about yoga, giving them a little bit more of the depth, the cultural, the historical background. I mean, I grew up in India. I was born and brought up there. So I lived there 27 years. I did all my yoga training there. I kind of went really deep in a lot of different lineages. So I don't really mind, like, whatever specific style or practice you're coming from, the basis is the same. Connecting to yourself, understanding yourself as more than just a human body, understanding yourself as a deeply loved consciousness that is part of the totality of consciousness. Like, that gets me going. So I would say that's kind of where I lie, is in education, but also how can we bring that into practical life? How can it benefit you in your real life?